Hey everyone, welcome to another Typology interview. We have Itai. How's it going, man?
Hello, all good? How are you?
Good, really good. So you took a long break from OP and you're back. When were you typed? Like
Yeah,
2 years ago, 2.5 years ago?
yeah, I think something like that.
Right.
I think two. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's like? How did you get into typology?
Uh, first, my first encounter with it, I think it was MBTI around high school. I took the test. Hmm?
How did you get into like? It's not something standard in high school, right? It's
Oh
you
no,
figured
no.
it out, or
I just
someone?
I just came to it myself, like wandering around the internet, and yeah, I found it really interesting, and I read up a lot on forums and YouTube. And I took the test and I got INTP, and I actually resonated with it quite a lot. And I ended up thinking I was an INTP for quite a long time. Um, and only when Dave typed me was when I realized I wasn't.
Right.
And yeah.
Okay, really cool.
Mhm.
So let's talk a little bit about how you see yourself, how you're seeing your functions play out.
All right.
Yeah. So like, I guess feminine NI at the top. Are you seeing
Yeah.
that? Is that something that you're conscious of?
Yeah. Now yeah, I am. It took me a while to notice it. It's actually when I thought it actually relates to thinking I was INTP. I think I was mistaking the NI for thinking. So um,
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah. Um, well, how I see NI actually prepared a thing in a very IJ fashion, a document here.
Okay. Do
So
you want to share it or just read from it?
it's a different computer. It's
Okay.
right
Cool.
behind the screen. So I feel this real need for understanding in a conversation or in general. And when I don't understand something, it really I have to set it straight first before continuing in any further advancement. Uh,
It's also like a little bit your consume. Like you feel responsible to understand something, or you're just be like, no, I don't understand it. Get it away from me.
um, I need to stop and make sure I understand
But
before
like,
we.
is that for everything? Like, or just things you're interested in? Because like, if you're not interested in it, you'll,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. If I'm not, then I won't really be part of the conversation, I guess.
Okay.
Uh, but if I am a part of it, I need to understand the context. Yeah, and
Are you trying to stick it into something that you already know always, or are you like how rare is it to make a new
not
category?
necessarily. I don't notice that.
Okay.
Maybe I am, but it's not something I see. It's just I need to get what the point is and get the context around it, and then I can engage in whatever it is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about your sleep first? So how do you see that play out in your life? Is that something you're very conscious of as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Um, I find sleep first. I really need to know my direction, the direction I'm going towards. Um, with FI, it's just NI wants to picture what I'm gonna do, and FI gives me the content, what kind of content I want it to be.
Yeah. So okay,
Yeah.
so you're figuring out your life path or whatever direction you want. You're connecting to it in some way, and then is it hard to get to that, or are you always
Sometimes,
changing that? Yeah.
yeah. So in the last year or so, maybe even 2 years after. I finished military service, as everyone this age, searching for what I'm gonna do and stuff like that. So I did miss it for quite a while, and it really, I could feel the effect of it. It's really not good, I would say. I lose motivation if I don't have a clear path that I
Right.
know I want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, because like okay, so like you'll go and you'll do the ST only once you have the clear path. There's if you don't have that path,
Right.
there's no don't even talk to me about the ST. I need to get on board with this first, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Something like that. And like what's that process like figuring out that path? Is it different every time? Is it the same every time? I guess NI it's the same every time. So tell us about that.
Well, sometimes, I mean, I guess it's going on throughout the day, but sometimes I would force myself to sit and just write or think or meditate, um, which helps sometimes. But honestly, you can do that only a certain amount until you run out. I mean, I would do those things and still not be sure. So I think what I had to do was SE and gather more info, more possibilities, and then I could see more directions.
Oh, okay. Right. So
That's
you
what
saw in
helped me.
some way you were limited that you can't figure out the direction on your
Yeah,
own. You need more
yeah,
options. Yeah.
more information. Yeah,
Right. Because all the options you have aren't enough. Like
yeah,
you can't get on board with any of those.
it wasn't it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Um, okay. But that's only if you find yourself getting stuck. You won't first
Right.
go and
Yeah.
right. Okay.
No, but when I'm not stuck, um, it's a completely different feeling, and
Right.
it gives me context to everything I do, I think.
What is that like? Okay. What does that mean? The context to everything you do. It's like you
So
you won't do it's basically what we talked about, right? The ST, like you won't do anything unless you have that
yeah, I guess um, it's I think I have like this division into a few categories that I'm always progressing in. So when I have the sleep and the NI in a clear direction, then I have motivation to progress in everything else because
everything
I
fits in. Everything fits into the
yeah
context. Yeah.
yeah yeah.
Okay, really good. Um and 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 so are you conscious of your FI now? Because I know you thought you had TI first before, but like are you seeing your FI more now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
See it a
What
lot.
what yeah. I like I've spoken to other people about their FI, but how do you connect your FI?
So the like the common themes about FI, the stuff you usually hear, awareness of your emotions, management of emotions, your own feelings, yeah, and also gauging how you react to things, which is instant, like throughout the day,
Hmm.
what I enjoy and how much I enjoy it. And also, the other thing about FI is um, like determining what is important and what really matters,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah. So okay, so do you feel like you have control over that process, or you feel you're just discovering your FI?
Um, so I always get like you always get the first reaction that I'm aware of, and then I do feel I can manage it a little bit. It's like a process,
Mm-hmm.
And as for what is important, what matters, it's just um, it's just a thought practice, I would say.
Yeah.
It's less of a feeling. Yeah.
When you say it's a process, is there like a beginning, middle, end to this process? Is it
For,
concrete
for,
enough
manage,
to explain?
for managing emotions,
Yeah, like is it concrete enough for you to explain it?
uh, let's see. I'm trying to remember like an example. I think no, it's not really divided into. It's just ongoing. Yeah,
Like
it's
iterations. It's iterations. It's like happening over and over again, and every time it's a little bit changed, something like that.
I think it's just constant, like always managing.
Uh-huh.
It's not. It's an ongoing process all the time.
So like you were originally going to go, can I talk about your schooling? Like what your
Yeah,
life decisions? Yeah. So you were
yeah,
originally going to go into biology and then you saw it wasn't for you. So
mhm.
there was a process to figure that out, right?
Right.
And
Yeah,
then you've worked on figuring out what is for you and you've narrowed it down to between two things, right? So there's this process to figure that out, right?
yeah.
So what did that look like?
Oh, so when I studied biology, it was it's just a thing that emerges throughout the like over time, and that feeling that you start noticing that you're not really interested in the subjects. You start noticing. For me, it was very stressful, and I couldn't see myself continuing to do that for a long time. And just realized it's also intuitive. Like this is not for me.
Yeah. So
Uh,
what you were talking about, that context sort of broke down. So now you don't have the motivation to carry it out and do it anymore.
yeah. Then you're not sure what you want to do in the long term, and
Uh-huh.
then it quite it's quite significant. You I felt no sense of direction, and then a great need to find it first before I'm motivated to do anything else.
Right. And so was it a difficult decision then to stop the biology, or it was just like really easy once you figured out this isn't for me, you know?
Yeah. So many people told me, "Wow, that's really courageous,"
Right.
uh, and stuff like that. But for me, it was the easiest thing ever to do that. To just because if I knew that it wasn't for me, so it was an easy decision. Yeah.
Cool. Um, so and then once you came down from that, you had to go through a process of what am I going to do now? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Finding the long-term goal, I would say. Yeah.
right. And so how did you go about finding that?
So I took some time off first, but honestly, yeah, just consuming, looking around. I was looking for more other subjects, maybe that would interest me to study. But
So you're
at the
doing a little
time,
bit of SE, a little bit of consume, like seeing
yeah,
what else is out there, what options there are.
yeah. But at the time, nothing really stood out to me.
Hmm.
And I also, it was COVID time, like it still is, but I managed to travel,
Yeah.
which I,
Do you have a faith that like there is something there, there is a path for you, and you'll find it? It's just a matter of time, or do you have a fear that you'll never find it? Or
hmm. No, not really. I don't think it's like destiny or something like that. Uh, it's just trying to find the best option that's out there.
mm. So there's always a least worst option for you. You just want to, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And it's not really out there. It's more like where I should place myself in the world. Yeah.
So how do you know though? How do you know where you should place yourself? Because obviously you made a mistake with the biology, right?
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
do you know like the next plan isn't also going to be that mistake, or does it even matter?
So yeah, first off, I guess I can only do the thing that makes most sense at the time.
Yeah.
But I think I just, with more experience, my intuition gets better, and I can make a better decision next time, hopefully. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you have no fear that you're going down a wrong path or anything like that. It's not. There's no
Nothing I
decider.
can do.
There's
Nothing
no
I can.
observer thing.
I mean, sure, I do hope that next time it will work out,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing I can do about it.
Right.
It's
So would the fear come in more on now that you found a path? Like how do I achieve that path? Is that more the problem?
um, I
That's
think the
more.
fear, that the real struggle was when I didn't have a path.
Mm-hmm.
That was I really felt it. But when I have a path, I'm not really thinking about how it's gonna break down. Honestly, maybe I should a bit more, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just focused on um, walking this path
Yeah.
the best.
So Michelle wants to know how easily did the immediate feeling of it not being for you override your long-term plan?
Um, I was actually thinking long term. It's a, it's, it's kind of a mix. I felt that as my long term plan broke apart,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I lost my motivation to
Right.
continue.
But I mean, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like this is just one part of your overall long-term plan, like what you're going to learn, right? It's
Mm.
just it's like it doesn't matter whatever you connect to, but there's a bigger overall long-term plan, right? So this little setback didn't really change much, or did it change a lot?
Uh, I think it's a pretty big chunk of
Yeah.
my long term plan is a career or what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do as a job. Um,
Are you
yeah,
always looking like further ahead? What are the implications of this?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't like I see some people go study some degree without knowing exactly what they're gonna do with it. And for me, I have to plan out uh, what I'm gonna do with it 10 years later. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I guess like on the EP side, it's oh, I'm gonna learn this degree because it's gonna give me more options. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I
Yeah.
know it'll open up my options later, so I'm gonna do this step now.
Uh-huh.
And that's not the way you're looking at it, right?
No, not really. No.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and then what about the TE? Do you see that in yourself, like feminine TE, I guess?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's an optimizer. I use it a lot to optimize things, um, to learn. Um, I find myself um, looking out for good sources to learn from and absorbing a lot of stuff and then organizing what I learned and applying it.
Yeah. I mean, what about in terms of just getting things to work for you in your life, getting things to work for others? Like, do you see yourself doing that? Like
Yeah, sure.
doing dishes or getting stuff done?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I did
Yeah,
that.
but
Help.
like,
Yeah.
is h- how do you figure out how to do something? How do you figure out the best way to do something? It's a big question.
Uh-huh. All right. It, I don't know. It just comes to me. That's how it feels. I
Uh-huh.
just like if I'm doing dishes, I may argue with my mom or something about something, but I'm arguing for something that I just feel is correct. That's
Uh,
optimal or something. Yeah.
Like, is it a struggle for you to get things to work around you? Do you feel like things are falling apart a little bit, or?
Uh, it was when I was looking for a job recently. It was a bit of a struggle because I'm not sure what they're looking for, and also I felt like I had to fake a lot to put on an act to match their expectations to get the job, which I had to practice a lot. It's not really natural to me. Yeah.
And is that okay with you to fake and do that? Is that something that you do often?
No, not at all. But
Yeah.
I have to think about it and sort of justify it for myself if that's something that I think is okay to do. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the demon SE, is that something that you really see in your life as well? Do you notice, does that seem like a demon?
Um, I
Masculine, double activated?
yeah, I'll show you how. I'll tell you how I see it as a demon. So I catch myself really doing the typical, what did he say? Who is it? Where was it? Kind of questions, and also really interested in how people got the information. Like, how do you know that? When did you learn it?
Hmm.
And some people, like usually double observers, don't understand the question. Like, how is it so important? And
Yeah.
also sometimes I catch myself really in awe of some site or a color. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So to the question of like, how did you find that? Is that for you in the future to be like, okay, there's an information source here. I should be paying attention to this. Is that kind of
Yeah.
what's in?
How
Yeah.
do I gather more information? I feel like, um, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not getting enough information.
Because just like it feels like, okay, just as like a on the savior side, it feels like we're just like this big sponge, and it like I don't know where I get stuff from. I just sort of get as much as I can, and then eventually like I'll have some good information. But it's not like I'll be like, oh yeah, you should pay attention to this source of information. It's important. No, it's
Uh-huh.
just like look generally, and then you'll pick stuff up eventually. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
But that's not something that you're naturally doing, or
I guess I am because I
yeah,
do consume a lot. I
right,
would
yeah,
say.
consumes your savior. Yeah,
Yeah.
double
But
activated.
still, yeah. But still, I guess. All right, I'll tell you. I wrote some stuff about NI, which
Yeah.
could explain it. So I feel like even when I'm consuming, I'm looking for the punchline. I'm trying to gauge what the point is,
Hmm.
and I'm not really in the moment absorbing all the SE.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to filter and try to find like whether if it's verbal or not. I'm trying to find the punchline, and
Right.
um, yeah, not taking all the details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder because like okay, so let's say everyone who's watching this video now, right? They're consuming the video. Do they? Do you feel like okay, they interpret what the punchline is? Like they know why they're consuming? Because I'm not telling them why they should be consuming, right?
No,
It,
that's an internal thing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. when I'm listening, I'm trying to for myself to know, okay, what is this about? What's important? What
Right.
should I?
Why is this important to consume?
Yeah, and also when I'm consuming, let's say I decided to consume, it's like, what's the important part of this whole thing? I'm not taking all the things
Right.
equally. I'm trying to find the important stuff that I can take away.
Yeah. And if there's no point to the consume, it's just meaningless. It's just nonsense. I guess
Some
even. Sorry, go
so,
ahead.
finish first. I will.
No, I was gonna do ask the question in a different way, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it came up to me that I do sometimes just, SE if I consume comedy and stuff that I'm not really trying to
Yeah, yeah.
take away too much from. I'm
That's
just
exactly what I was gonna give. Yeah, maybe like
entertained.
comedy. It's like the point of it is just to laugh and have a good time. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have any
do that.
point
Yeah,
beyond that. Yeah,
yeah. Sometimes I just entertain myself.
right. But that's still a point, right? So like, do you ever feel
Right.
like there's like someone's just telling you meaningless details about their life, and you're just like, I'm never gonna use this. I don't even care about you. Why do I need to know this?
I think I will stop them to understand like what's the point of this whole story
Right.
before they finish the story, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right. And if there's no point, they're just like, oh, I just want to tell you who I am. Then it's like,
It depends who it is and
right.
what I feel at the moment I should do. Yeah,
Do you ever try to shut off that? Like, do you use consume also as a filter? It's like, I don't want to see this. Like, keep this away from me.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah. It
Do you
feels
feel like
like
there's a danger in consuming like wrong information or bad information?
uh, what comes to mind is like gore stuff that I
Okay.
obviously I think it's very bad. It can affect you mentally,
Yeah.
or yeah, many things actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess Sadet is asking about your blast and your NT. What does it mean that NT is last for you?
Um, I think it feels like two separate things, my blast and my NT,
Okay.
because maybe now when I say this, I can kind of see a connection because I guess I explain things in an NT fashion when I speak. Um, NT as a demon. I'm not sure. I'm kind of interested in NT, but it honestly feels like I'm interested in the N and not in the T. Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
feels. And blast, that's a different question, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you see that as one of like your biggest struggle or one of your biggest struggles is the blast?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
How does that come in?
Um, I would be like in a group. I would be the one talking less, taking less stage time.
Hmm.
When I do, it's kind of it's not easy.
Right.
Um, Sometimes I would have big pauses, and it's a bit stressful too.
Do you feel like you're always letting someone else set the pace of things? You're always letting someone else just direct things, push things along?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can say that. Yeah. Sometimes I would, but usually, and especially if it's people I'm less close to, then I'll give them to blast way before me.
Yeah. Right. And like, how hard is it for you to get on board with their pace or their direction if they want to start helping control things?
Um, depends depends really on
Yeah.
the situation, what we're doing, if I like how they're doing it. if I think
If
maybe
you don't
I-
like what they're doing, will you just be like, no, sorry, I'm out?
if I don't have to do it, if there's no reason to do it for me, then obviously if I don't want to contribute, I won't. Yeah. And maybe if I have a suggestion to do a thing better, I think
Yeah.
I would speak up. Yeah.
Speak up. And if people are just like, no, shut up, Itai, or no, we don't care about your stupid suggestion or whatever, you're just like, okay, like we'll just keep going. Or
Depends. Uh, if I think if they didn't if we didn't find the best way, if mine is still like in the air, and
yeah,
I don't agree that their way is better, then I would demand an explanation. Yeah.
demanding it. Yeah,
To debate. Yeah.
yeah. You, I don't know. Does it sometimes happen that you're just patient? You're just like, yeah, we'll just let's see you fail, and then we'll wait for you to come around to my way. Or
Maybe.
yeah,
But I say I am patient. If
right.
if they don't and they like ignore it and I have to participate, I'll
Yeah, it's the
take
expending of
it.
energy. Yeah, if you were going to expend this precious resource of energy and time, you'd better be on board with it, sort of thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if they ignore it and we have to continue, then I'm mostly patient. Like I'm patient most of the time.
yeah.
I'll just go
I mean,
whatever.
you seem like a very agitated guy who would rage out and just leave. That's
Being
yeah,
sarcastic here, right?
very sarcastic. Yeah, I know you're
Uh,
really really chill, man.
uh-huh.
Do you find it difficult to focus on remembering specific details? Are you able to override the automatic filtering that discards these? So I guess she's talking about like how NI just discards specific details if they're not relevant or if they don't add to something. Are you able to override that?
So no, I think my NI pays attention also to. I'm trying to remember a specific detail if they are important. Um,
Right.
yeah. Did I answer the whole thing?
I wonder because like so this is something I see with the opposites coin, like the SI, right? So the SI, they will remember it's not specific details, it's like significant because it happened like they were involved in the experience. So they'll keep a record of it and revisit it every time they get a new NE, right? It's like the SI saviors. So like they'll get this new NE and they'll go back through all of their sensory and see can this NE sort the SI out a little bit better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And for us, it's just like, okay, does this fit? Does this not fit into an NI? Well, I'll just throw it into this pile. Maybe I'll remember it, maybe not. I don't know. Do you resonate with that kind of thing?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I do. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a cool way to think about. Like I didn't think about it this way. The NE and the SI, revising SI with a new NE.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the Savior SIs doing that. I don't know about the demon ones, but yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, what about? Do you have anything about your type that you wanna talk about that like any of your bigger struggles in life that maybe you can help people get through?
Wow. Let's see. I don't know. You're giving me to blast
Yeah.
without preparation. So
Ah.
no, I don't have a blaster lesson ready.
No.
So,
I
sorry about
mean,
that.
yeah. I mean, do you see yourself like where do you see yourself getting stuck in life, basically?
Hmm. Um, maybe the last. I'm less connecting. I'm not connecting to many people because I'm not sharing much. I would say that's
Yeah.
one thing. Another thing is not not being involved in many things. That's the SE. Just an
Do you wish
IJ
it was
boy
different?
playing in
Do you,
the box a lot. Yeah.
do you wish you could share more? Do you wish you would be involved in more things, or you're happy just keeping that away from you?
It really depends on the environment. Yeah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out what else I can get you to talk about. You're yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, what can we expect from your grand plan?
Oh, okay. I can talk about that.
Sure.
So my grand plan, being NI and FI, it's just uh, living a happy life and doing something that's meaningful, to put it simply,
Right. Okay.
in some way. Yeah.
And you don't feel like you figured out how to do that yet, or you're sort of on your way.
I
Like,
think I do,
yeah,
like generally.
right.
Uh,
Do you feel everyone has to do that process for themselves to find that out for themselves, or is there a general lesson that can apply to everybody?
um, the like, yeah, I do think that everyone would benefit from trying to align their lives with how they enjoy living life and what they think is important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
that's what I'm doing with my sleep.
right. And so what's important for you is we already talked about it, or it's
No, really, not really. I think
okay. So then what is
that's
important for
more
you?
personal, I would say.
It's more
Like, what?
personal.
Yeah, if we start to break it down,
Yeah.
but that's the outline of. Yeah,
And you feel it's different for everybody what's important to them, or there's an underlying similarity?
I would say as humans we have a lot in common
Yeah.
uh, that con- that makes up how happy, satisfied we are. Um, but there are differences. Um, I don't know how much is common and how much is different. To like,
Yeah.
but I would
You're
say,
not you're looking at yourself only in this domain, right? You're less looking at other people, or you are as
yeah,
well.
I think I'm, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
looking more at myself. But just to, my feeling is more is, no, I think, yeah, it's hard to tell. There's a lot in common and a lot
Yeah.
different, I would say.
Do you feel maybe like if you have unlocked it for yourself, then you can help others maybe unlock it for themselves?
Um, Maybe, but not really. I guess you would have to do this process on your own to really find out for yourself.
Right.
Um, yeah, but a lot of ideas I would say I take with TE, like general study of happiness and satisfaction or stuff like that, and try
Yeah.
to think
Are,
about it. Try
are you
experiment.
generally happy? Are you generally satisfied?
I would say I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really aware of it, and for my whole life, I can see that uh, in relation to others, I'm quite happy most of the time. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I think I make sure I take care of it. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. You're doing the uptake, changing the oil. Yeah. Rotating the tires, doing all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, what's is there a process like if something were to upset that general happiness and satisfaction? Like, is there a process you would go through to get back to your comfortable state or a good state?
Hmm. Uh, I find meditation really helpful.
Hmm.
Maybe
But like,
writing too.
Do the negative does the negative side just sort of disappear? You just learn to accept it, or what's the process there?
Hmm,
I guess the 12 stages of grief or something.
maybe if I. But what's the situation? If I.
I don't know. I feel like those like the 12 steps or the 12 stages of grief is just for people who don't have a high F. Like they need to go through the F and they need like those steps. And like it seems like you can just do it automatically. You just know what to do. So I'm wondering if you've looked at that, if you've seen what you do.
Oh, oh. Um, I think I just know
Yeah,
what I need to do. Yeah, if it's just chill and just play video games, or talk to someone, or go meditate,
okay, so
depending
yeah,
on the
let's unpack
situation.
that a bit. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. Okay, so you go to play video games. Isn't that like just denying the emotions or putting them off to the side, or is that like a strategy that you sometimes maybe need to do? Is just like, hey, put the emotions to the side and deal with them when you're a bit more prepared or in a better state, or what?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's a strategy to do something that's relaxing that I like, to cool off, kind of, and let things
Right,
um, like uh, I don't know, to let things sink. Yeah, because within I also find that sometimes just letting things run in the background really helps. I can come back to it later, and it will
right,
be a lot clearer. Yeah. Also, I find maybe
yeah,
letting my emotions settle and just
right. So sometimes it's better to just like just leave it and let something, I don't know,
yeah,
mitgashem, like something
yeah,
become,
just
yes, something
materialize in the background.
coalesce. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and
interesting.
doing something fun and relaxing in the meanwhile. Yeah.
Right, but you will always go back to it, or you'll just keep pushing it off.
No, I think you have to, for me to go back to it and make sense of it and
Right.
think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got a question from Michelle, but before that, we'll just um, ask like, what happened? What if you were to lose your dog, for example?
Um,
Do you have a dog?
no, I don't.
No. Okay, so
And I'm not
can,
even sure what that would mean. Like losing
right.
your dog, a very stressful situation.
Is it
I
hard
would,
for you to do that, to like see the emotional implications of something that you can't relate to?
uh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I can try to imagine it. Yeah.
So how would you go about relating to this situation of losing your dog? Like what would connect, how would you connect it to yourself in some way to,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
I guess I would replace the dog with something I really care about
Okay.
and then think about that situation.
Right. And so, so what if you lost something that you really cared about? Has that happened to you?
Not that I can think of, no.
Right.
Um,
Will
so,
you do that automatically? Like speculate about worst case scenarios and process them, even if they haven't happened at all?
uh, yeah, I think I do that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I do it a lot, actually.
Okay.
Uh,
Why? What is that? Yeah.
I, I want to, I think it's because I want to have time to process it and make it at my pace so I can deal with it better instead
Even
of
if
not
it
thinking
will
about
never
it.
happen, or does it have to have some kind of chance of happening, or you know it's going to happen? I just need to process it before it does.
Oh, even things that just have a chance of happening. Like
Uh-huh.
I would get a call from someone, and sometimes in my mind I'm like, maybe there was a bad car crash, and I'm gonna
Right.
get a really harsh call. And sometimes just thinking about things like that,
Yeah.
and I think it's because I want to not be surprised and deal with things better.
What just came to my mind now is like this is something that a lot of people process, and I'm just realizing I've never processed this. Like what would happen if you were to win the lottery? So like for me, I don't even play the lottery. I don't even process what I would do. I don't even think about this dream world of me winning the lottery. For me, it's just like it's pointless to even process something silly like that. But have you processed that before? Like is that the kind of thing you would process?
Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah.
I think what's the point for me? I would say that's not that I feel the lottery and that it's going to happen, but I think it can help me with my sleep process, finding out what I really want.
Right. What matters to you? What you would, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what really matters, what I would, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm going to circle back to Michelle's question now before we head off. How does the environment influence what you take part in?
Oh, so environment, I I take it as people, like who am I surrounded with? Because another thing I learned about environment when I was traveling alone was that sightseeing is really not for me. It's boring, quite boring, and I think it's maybe two things. One is SE. I don't really care where I am, what the environment is. I don't care about it too much, and also being energy dumb. I think that can also be part of it. That I care more about the dynamic between the people and the social group I'm surrounded with.
So, okay. Yeah. Great.
So, so there.
And
So how does it influence? Yeah, what part it makes? I would say most of it who I'm with. Yeah.
okay. Really good. I realize right now she said this is, or he said this is not Michelle. Anyways, great questions, whoever you are. Welcome to the stream. Um, do you question what triggers your emotions and whether that response is reasonable or proportionate? Do you ever feel like you're reacting in non-reasonable? Like, are you questioning if you're reacting reasonably, or is it just like obviously it's reasonable?
Oh, so yeah, I do question it. I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sometimes more than other times. Yeah. Um, I try to do it more. Yeah. Sometimes
Um,
more, sometimes less.
do you feel like you have inappropriate reactions to things, emotions to things?
Um, yeah, sometimes. And usually it comes, it could be seconds after, or maybe an hour after it. I would think about it and um, try to judge myself and see, yeah, if that's really justified or how bad was it really. If it's
Yeah.
yeah,
So
if
all
it's
this is going on internally. Will you externally overreact to things, or this is just all what you're? It's just your internal reactions, and you're processing what you want to let out.
mm. So I do sometimes let it out, but it's rare, I would say. Most of the time it's just internal, but sometimes I would if it's bad. Fair.
And you'll just say sorry afterwards, or what?
It's quite difficult, but I try. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, like coming at it from the other side, demon feelings and FE, it's like, whoops, I'm letting a lot slip out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would feel like it's mostly justified until I think about it more deeply. and then I may come to a different conclusion.
Yeah.
Sometimes not. Sometimes I think it's justified, and uh, and if it wasn't, I would want to apologize for it.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but I think I'm getting better at it.
Well, really good, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing about you and being so honest. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for
Great
doing
guy.
it.
Yeah. Good luck finding your new path in life, and I'm sure you'll do well. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
Great.
Nice
Well,
to
have a
talk.
good one, everyone. Stick around.